protecting the police every single day.
You get the whole thing.
Say hi, Andy. I'm recording you.
All right, you get the whole thing. Right?
I got you.
Ocean City cops are not people.
Yes, they are. You know what's really criminal?
What's that?
Those knee-high socks.
I know, but that's what the brown shirts wore.
Sadly seen that you are willing to use the enforcement power of the Department of Justice to target those who have political views different than you, even if it's a mom at a PTA meeting. Let's try the other side. Are you willing to enforce the law fairly against people who are political allies of the president? At a Senate hearing in May, Dr. Fauci said, quote, "The NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute of Virology." That was under oath, under testimony. On October 20th, the NIH Principal Deputy Director, in writing, directly contradicted it. Those two statements cannot be true. As you know, Section 1001 of Title 18 makes it a federal crime to knowingly make false statements to Congress. Is the Department of Justice investigating Dr. Fauci for lying to Congress? And will you appoint a special prosecutor to do so?
I'm going to say again, the memorandum that I issued is not partisan in any way. It has nothing to do with what I agree with or I don't agree with. I don't care whether the threats of violence come from the left or the right.
Could you answer
Now,
the question I asked?
The second question, we don't comment on criminal investigations or other investigations.
Well, amazingly, when it's the political enemies of the administration, you comment loudly in a memo. Let me.
Damning military documents contradict Fauci's sworn testimony on gain-of-function research. Matt Agorist, January 11, 2022. Currently on Twitter, the hashtag #ExposeFauci is trending after Project Veritas published new documents which appear to contradict Anthony Fauci's testimony that he gave under oath about gain-of-function research. Over the past year, Project Veritas, which has a less than perfect track record with their hidden camera exposés, has been focusing their efforts on the medical establishment and their corruption amid the pandemic. And this week, it appears they have hit a bombshell. On Monday night, PV released the documents, claiming that they have never before been seen. The documents are reportedly from the U.S. military's research arm, DARPA, Defense Advanced Research and Projects Agency. Immediately after releasing the document, the PV Twitter page was suspended. Telling that Twitter suspends at Project_Veritas after massive document drop contradicting Fauci's under oath testimony about gain of function. What are you trying to hide at Twitter? pic.twitter.com/rqq0c9akrf. Matt Agorist, at Matt Agorist, January 11, 2022. According to the documents, DARPA rejected the proposal from Eco Health Alliance to study bat-borne coronaviruses in Wuhan that was later approved by Dr. Fauci's National Institutes of Health because they feared it violated the gain-of-function moratorium and that it was too dangerous. For those who may not be aware, the gain-of-function moratorium was put in place in 2014. In the wake of a number of hazardous biosafety leaks in several federal research facilities, the U.S. government placed a temporary ban on funding studies which focused on enhancing the ability of viruses like influenza, MERS, SARS, etc. Fauci has consistently stated that his NIH never violated this moratorium and, in fact, has repeated under oath during multiple congressional hearings that the NIH and NIAID have not been involved with the program. One of the documents obtained and subsequently published by Project Veritas is a letter by USMC Maj Joseph Murphy, who is reportedly a DARPA researcher. The letter says that SARS-CoV-2 is an American-created recombinant bat vaccine or its precursor virus. It was created by an Eco Health Alliance program at the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China, which has long been the center point surrounding the lab leak hypothesis. The letter further says the details of the program have been concealed since the pandemic began and that the details can be found in the Eco Health Alliance proposal response to the DARPA Preempt Program Broad Agency Announcement, BAA, HR 00118S0017, dated March 2018. Major Murphy's report further says that EcoHealth Alliance sought funding from DARPA in March 2018 for the gain-of-function research into bat-borne coronaviruses, but DARPA had rejected the proposal, saying it is too dangerous and will be a potential violation of the moratorium. However, according to the report, the NIAID headed by Fauci at the time, approved it anyway, and gain-of-function research into bat-borne coronaviruses was allegedly carried out at several locations in the USA as well as Wuhan Institute of Virology. The report also goes on to claim that government knew both ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine were potential curatives for COVID but suppressed them nonetheless. The video is below, along with the commentary from Project Veritas. The main report regarding the EcoHealth Alliance proposal leaked on the internet a couple of months ago. It has remained unverified until now. Project Veritas has obtained a separate report to the Inspector General of the Department of Defense, written by U.S. Marine Corps Major Joseph Murphy, a former DARPA fellow. The proposal does not mention or assess potential risks of gain-of-function (GOF) research, a direct quote from the DARPA rejection letter. Project Veritas reached out to DARPA for comment regarding the hidden documents and spoke with the Chief of Communications, Garrett Adams, who said, "It doesn't sound normal to me," when asked about the way the documents were buried. Washington, D.C. January 10, 2022. Project Veritas has obtained startling, never-before-seen documents regarding the origins of COVID-19, gain-of-function research, vaccines, potential treatments which have been suppressed, and the government's effort to conceal all of this. The documents in question stem from a report at the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, better known as DARPA, which were hidden in a top-secret shared drive. DARPA is an agency under the U.S. Department of Defense in charge of facilitating research in technology with potential military applications. Project Veritas has obtained a separate report to the Inspector General of the Department of Defense written by U.S. Marine Corps Major Joseph Murphy, a former DARPA fellow. The report states that EcoHealth Alliance approached DARPA in March 2018, seeking funding to conduct gain-of-function research of bat-borne coronaviruses. The proposal, named Project Defuse, was rejected by DARPA over safety concerns and the notion that it violates the basis gain-of-function research moratorium. According to the documents, NIAID, under the direction of Dr. Fauci, went ahead with the research in Wuhan, China, and at several sites across the U.S. Dr. Fauci has repeatedly maintained, under oath, that the NIH and NIAID have not been involved in gain-of-function research with the EcoHealth Alliance program. But according to the documents obtained by Project Veritas which outline why EcoHealth Alliance's proposal was rejected, DARPA certainly classified the research as gain-of-function. The proposal does not mention or assess potential risks of gain-of-function (GOF) research, a direct quote from the DARPA rejection letter. Major Murphy's report goes on to detail great concern over the COVID-19 gain-of-function program, the concealment of documents, the suppression of potential curatives like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, and the mRNA vaccines. Project Veritas reached out to DARPA for comment regarding the hidden documents and spoke with the Chief of Communications, Garrett Adams, who said, "It doesn't sound normal to me," when asked about the way the documents were shrouded in secrecy. If something resides in a classified setting, then it should be appropriately marked, Adams said. "I'm not at all familiar with unmarked documents that reside in a classified space, no." In a video breaking this story published on Monday night, Project Veritas CEO, James O'Keefe, asked a foundational question to DARPA. Who at DARPA made the decision to bury the original report? They could have raised red flags to the Pentagon, the White House, or Congress, which may have prevented this entire pandemic that has led to the deaths of 5.4 million people worldwide and caused much pain and suffering to many millions more.